Maybe your mind is not broken. Maybe it has simply been running for too long without a safe place to rest. Maybe it has been carrying too many unfinished conversations, too many imagined endings, too many old memories, too many small fears that no one else can see. You lie down, but the mind keeps moving. You close your eyes, but inside, something keeps searching. It searches for what went wrong. It searches for what might go wrong. It returns to the sentence you wish you had not said. It opens the door to tomorrow before today has even ended. It asks questions that do not have answers tonight. And somewhere in the middle of all this noise, you may begin to feel tired of yourself. Tired of thinking so much. Tired of worrying so easily. Tired of needing reassurance. Tired of trying to calm your mind, only to find it running again. If overthinking at night has become familiar to you, please hear this gently. You are not weak because your mind races. You are not failing because your thoughts return. And you do not need to shame yourself into inner peace. Perhaps you have told yourself, I need to fix this. I need to fix my mind. I need to fix my fear. I need to fix the way I feel. But maybe just for this moment, we can soften that word. Maybe your racing mind does not need fixing. Maybe it needs compassion. Because what if your mind is not trying to destroy your peace? What if, in its own tired way, it has been trying to protect you? A racing mind often comes from a heart that has not felt safe enough to rest. It comes from a body that has been tense for too long. It comes from a soul that learned to stay alert, because in the past, being surprised by pain felt too much to bear. So the mind runs ahead. It tries to predict. It tries to prepare. It tries to control the future so you will not be hurt again. It replays the past, hoping that if it studies the pain carefully enough, it will never happen the same way again. And even though this can be exhausting, perhaps it began as an attempt to help. Not a perfect attempt, not always a helpful one, but still an attempt to keep you safe. Please stay with this for a moment. Before you fight your mind tonight, pause. Before you judge yourself for overthinking, pause. Before you call yourself weak, dramatic, too sensitive, or too much, pause. There may be a tired part of you underneath all those thoughts, a part that has been waiting, not for another command, but for kindness. Sometimes the mind races because the heart has never been gently asked, what are you afraid of? Sometimes the thoughts get louder because the feelings beneath them have been pushed down for too long. Sometimes what looks like overthinking is really a quiet cry for safety, a cry for rest, a cry for someone, even if that someone is you, to say, I hear you, I am not leaving. You do not need to become angry with your mind in order to find peace of mind. You do not need to force silence. You do not need to punish yourself into calmness. A calm mind is not created through war. It is invited through safety. It is softened through patience. It is held through self-compassion. Imagine a small child running through a dark room, frightened, breathing fast, unable to explain what is wrong. Would you shout at the child to stop running? Would you say, what is wrong with you? Why can't you be calm? Or would you kneel down, open your arms, and speak softly? It is okay. I am here. You are safe enough to slow down. Maybe your mind needs that same voice, not another demand, not another judgment, not another reason to feel ashamed, but a softer voice. A voice that says, I know you are trying to protect me, but we do not have to run so hard right now. Let this sentence land softly. You do not have to believe every thought your mind creates, and you do not have to hate your mind for creating them. You can begin to meet your thoughts the way you might meet rain on a window. You notice them, you hear them, you let them be there, but you do not have to open the door and stand in the storm. A thought may say, something bad will happen. You can answer, thank you for trying to protect me, but right now, I am here. A thought may say, you should have done better. You can answer, I am learning. I do not need to punish myself forever. A thought may say, you will never be okay. You can answer, this is fear speaking. It is not the whole truth. The point is not to win an argument with the mind. The point is to stop abandoning yourself every time the mind becomes loud. There is a quiet difference between control and care. Control says, stop thinking, stop feeling, be calm now. Care says, I see that you are overwhelmed. Let us breathe together. Control tightens. Care softens. Control makes the mind more afraid. Care teaches the mind that it does not have to scream to be heard. Maybe for a long time, you have tried to control yourself because you thought that was the only way to survive. You tried to control your feelings, control your reactions, control how much you needed, control how deeply you cared, control how much pain was allowed to show. And maybe control did help you get through some difficult seasons. Maybe it helped you stand when there was no one to hold you. Maybe it helped you function when your heart was breaking quietly. If that is true, you do not need to hate the part of you that learned control. You can thank it. And then slowly, you can teach it a new way. You can say, "You helped me survive, but now I am learning how to live more gently." This is not something that happens all at once. The mind that has been racing for years may not become still in one night. The heart that has been guarded for years may not open in one breath. And that is okay. Healing does not need to be rushed. Peace does not need to be performed. You do not need to look calm to be worthy of care. You do not need to be fully healed before you are allowed to be loved. You can begin right here with the mind exactly as it is. Noisy, tired, afraid, trying, still worthy of compassion. Take a slow breath if you can. Not a perfect breath, not a deep breath forced by pressure. Just a simple breath that reminds your body you are here. Then if it feels right, place one hand over your heart. Let your shoulders lower just a little. Let your face soften. Let the body know that for this moment it does not have to hold the whole world. And say inwardly, "My mind is racing. I do not need to fight it. I can meet it with compassion. I am here." Then wait, not for a miracle, not for the mind to become empty, just for one small space, one softer second, one tiny opening where your whole being feels a little less alone. That is enough. A small space is still healing. A small breath is still a return. A small act of kindness toward yourself is still a beginning. Sometimes, when the mind is racing, we think we need a big answer. We think we need to solve the future. Understand the past. Fix every feeling. Make the right decision. Become a new person by morning. But often, the nervous heart does not need a big answer first. It needs one safe moment, one gentle sentence, one reminder that it is not in danger right now. So you might say, "I do not have to solve this tonight. I do not have to believe every fear. I can come back to this room. I can come back to this breath. I can come back to myself." Look around you slowly. Notice one thing that is steady: a wall, a chair, a window, a cup, the floor beneath you, the quiet shape of your hands. Let the mind know that while it is traveling through imagined futures and unfinished memories, your body is here, now, in this moment, breathing, held by something simple. This is how a racing mind begins to slow down, not because you force it, but because you gently bring it back to what is real. The mind may still run. That is okay. Bring it back again. It may run again. Bring it back again, not with anger, not with disappointment, but the way you would bring home a frightened animal from the rain. Patiently, softly, again and again. This may be the part your heart needs to hear. Your mind is not asking to be defeated. It may be asking to be understood. It may be saying, "I am scared." It may be saying, "I do not want to lose what matters." It may be saying, "I do not know how to trust life yet." It may be saying, "I have been alone with too much." And when you hear what is beneath the noise, you can respond more kindly. You can stop treating your thoughts like enemies. You can stop treating your sensitivity like a flaw. You can stop treating your need for rest like weakness. A sensitive heart is not a broken heart. A tired mind is not a failed mind. A person who overthinks is often a person who has cared deeply, felt deeply, and tried very hard to stay safe in a world that did not always feel gentle. So be gentle with the one inside you who learned to worry. Be gentle with the one who keeps checking. Be gentle with the one who wants to be sure before relaxing. Be gentle with the one who is tired of being gentle with everyone else, but still does not know how to be gentle with themselves. There is no shame here, only a human heart learning a softer way. And perhaps this is where emotional healing begins, not in becoming someone who never struggles, but in becoming someone who no longer meets struggle with cruelty. When sadness comes, you do not attack yourself for being sad. When fear comes, you do not shame yourself for being afraid. When thoughts come, you do not turn them into proof that you are broken. You let them come. You let them speak. You listen for what they are protecting. And then you return to the deeper truth. You are more than this moment. You are more than this fear. You are more than this racing mind. There is a quiet place within you that has not been destroyed by the noise. It may feel hidden. It may feel far away, but it is still there, like the sky behind moving clouds, like the sun behind morning mist, like a small lantern glowing in a dark room. You do not need to make the whole darkness disappear. You only need to stay near the light. And sometimes the light is very simple. A breath, a hand on the heart, a glass of water, a slow walk, a kind sentence, a decision not to answer every fear tonight, a decision to rest even before everything is solved. These small things may not look powerful from the outside, but to a tired soul, they can become medicine. They teach the body, I am not abandoned. They teach the mind, I do not have to run forever. They teach the heart, there is still a place of safety within me. Tonight, if your mind is racing, try not to ask, how do I fix myself? Ask, how can I be kind to myself in this moment? The question changes everything. It moves you from war to care, from pressure to presence, from self-blame to self-compassion. Maybe the kindest thing is to write the thought down and let it leave your head for a while. Maybe the kindest thing is to close your eyes and listen to your breath. Maybe the kindest thing is to say, this can wait until morning. Maybe the kindest thing is to stop trying to become peaceful and simply allow yourself to be human. You do not need to earn gentleness by being calm first. You need gentleness because you are not calm. You need compassion because the mind is tired. You need tenderness because some part of you has been carrying fear alone for too long. So let this moment be different. Not perfect, just different. Instead of chasing every thought, let one thought pass. Instead of solving every worry, place one worry down. Instead of asking the mind to become silent, let the heart become kind. And maybe, very slowly, the mind will begin to trust you. It will learn that it does not have to protect you with panic. It will learn that not every uncertainty is danger. It will learn that rest is allowed even when life is unfinished. It will learn that peace can begin before everything is understood. This is a gentle path, and you can walk it in your own time. Some days you will remember, some days you will forget. Some nights the mind will still run. Some mornings you will wake up heavy. But none of this means you have failed. It only means you are human. And being human is not a mistake. You are allowed to be a work in progress. You are allowed to need time. You are allowed to return slowly. You are allowed to rest before you have answers. You are allowed to hold your racing mind with compassion instead of fear. When overthinking returns, you can return too. When the mind becomes loud, you can soften your voice. When the old fear comes back, you can choose not to meet it with old cruelty. You can whisper, I see you. I know you are trying to help, but we are safe enough to slow down right now. This is not weakness. This is care. This is not giving up. This is learning a new relationship with yourself. And maybe, one day, your mind will not need to run so fast. Not because you forced it to stop, but because it finally feels held. May you stop treating your mind like something that must be conquered. May you begin to meet it like something that needs safety. May the thoughts that once frightened you become softer when touched by kindness. May your breath become a small lantern in the places that feel dark. May your body remember that it does not have to stay tense forever. May your heart learn that peace of mind is not far away from you. It may begin here, in this breath, in this pause, in this gentle choice not to fight yourself. And if these words found you in a tired season, may they sit beside you like a quiet friend. No pressure, no judgment, no need to become perfect. Just a reminder, your racing mind does not need fixing. It needs compassion, and so do you. Thank you for staying here for a while. If this reflection brought even a small softness to your heart, you are welcome to continue walking with Soul Lantern Journey. And if your heart feels ready, you may leave one simple thought in the comments. Not a perfect thought, just something true, a word, a feeling, a small sign that you are here. Because sometimes healing begins when we stop fighting ourselves and whisper very gently, I am here, I am tired, and I am learning to meet myself with compassion.